The ASPC estimates that over 1/3 of American households have cats as a pet, at least one cat. It comes with the territory. Once you get your first cat, you have to decide, am I going to declaw the cat or are we going to leave its claws? People think that it's an easy fix. We're just going to declaw the cat, it's not going to scratch our furniture, it's not going to ruin our rugs, no problem. People don't realize that the actual process of declawing cats is very harmful, it's very traumatic, it has unforeseen consequences, and they also don't realize that there are alternative measures that they can take before actually declawing their cats. It should definitely be a last resort, if a resort at all. My intent is to inform you as to why this process is so harmful, the negative effects that can result from a declaw, and also to tell you about the alternatives that are available to declawing cats. Many people are shocked to hear that declawing cats is actually illegal in many countries, over 20 countries actually. Most of Europe has banned declawing cats, as well as South America, and even some states here in the US it is illegal. The reason that it is illegal is because the process is actually very inhumane. The cat's claw is actually part of its toe. It's not just a nail, it's not just a manicure for the cat, it's actually removing part of the cat's toe. I have a diagram here. Rough anatomy of the cat's toe here. As you can see, there is the line of amputation, as it is called, which is exactly what a declaw is. Declawing is actually a euphemism for amputation. They are not just cutting the claws, they are actually removing the first part of the cat's toe. So this is not a simple process. It takes weeks for the cat to recover. It involves stitches, bandages. When they first have their claws removed, the cats have to have their litter box filled with shredded newspaper because regular litter is too harsh. So they get used to this, it's not painful for them to use the shredded litter, and once they do have to use the litter, it is very painful for them. Oftentimes the procedure is not performed perfectly, there are fragments of bone left, there is nerve damage to their feet, and it's very painful for them to scratch in the litter box as they normally would. So many times cats who are declawed actually stop using their litter box altogether, which results in that nice couch that you didn't want to be scratched by the cat and becoming the cat's toilet. So that is one negative effect. Also, cats who are declawed have lost their first line of defense. So they've become very unsociable, they are aggressive, they're more likely to bite, and they just don't want to be around people or other animals. They're just not the same cat that they would have been if they had their claws. There are some alternatives to declawing cats. The best alternative is definitely training. Many people think that cats can't be trained because they have a mind of their own, which is true. But the earlier start, the better. Even with adult cats, though, they can be trained. If they are prone to scratching a certain area, you can deter them from that area by placing double-sided tape or some bubble wrap or something that just is uncomfortable for their feet, and that will lead them to go to the scratching post, which is made for cats to scratch. So they like that better, actually. Also, there are claw caps, which are little silicone claw covers that are glued to the cat's nails, lasts for up to 4 weeks. These can be applied by you if your cat is actually well behaved. Otherwise, you can take them to a vet or a groomer who can apply these claw caps, and they still have their claws, they can scratch, but their claws aren't going to do too much damage because they're covered with plastic. I believe that most people, if they knew the process of declawing their cats, they wouldn't actually go through with it because most people have the best intention for their pets at heart. Unfortunately, vets don't warn people what exactly is involved in this process. They don't tell them that it's not just clipping their nails, that it's actually an amputation. They don't tell them there's going to be a long recovery period. They don't tell them that it might result in other negative effects that were not expected, that it might result in their cat not using the litter box, it might result in their cat being unfriendly, unsociable, and unfortunately this leads people to make the decision to declaw their cats without being fully aware of the effects of this. Hopefully what I've told you today you will be able to share with someone if you hear them saying that they're looking to declaw their cat. Some people are insistent even on declawing their cats before they even have them. So I hope that you'll be able to explain to them that it's not just a manicure, it's very harmful, and they should at least try the alternatives before they remove their cat's claws.